Hello, monkey. Ah. What a day yesterday, huh? We programmed for an hour for nothing. Hello Phil, hello Karma. How are you guys doing? So let's continue. This goes into the competitor, and this was what we implemented and turns out we only need this. I'm also good. Also, the object on my desk is also good. Kind regards. Nope, it's not a butt plug. You don't know what that object is? If you know, then tell me what material it is. But close? I wonder. If you're brave enough, anything is a butt plug, I guess. This should work. Wait, something is strange here. This is not how this works. New local highest. This function doesn't work. This shouldn't be on complete. This should be here at the end. And there's a new highest. Remove it and then put it in. Oh no, we have to think about this. I can tell you because it's a secret. And I would have to admit that I have no clue what that object is. Well, you just admitted it. Correct. Correct. Is it spherical? I would say yes. Most people would say yes. A mathematician would say no. Mathematician. Someone that takes it very, 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 how to say, serious, I guess. Very precise. A monkey would say it's spherical. And if I showed you the object, you guys would say it's spherical too. Does it have angles? Yeah. I'm pretty sure you never saw this object close, so these infos don't help you much. Incorrect. Correct. Ah, there's the loop body. Never mind. Still works. Rubber, no. Glass, no. Wax, no. It's not shaped like ellipsoid. Correct, it's not shaped like ellipsoid. So it's not egg-shaped, but round-shaped, like an apple. Both wrong? Why would you say apple? It's just not a perfect sphere, like how Earth is technically a perfect sphere, or... guys, no. It's a little more complicated than that. I mean, it's not complicated if you know why I don't say it's perfect spherical. You guys are shooting at your own foot right now. It's not a golf ball, no. But apples and oranges are not perfectly round either, right? Does it have misshaped parts like a golf ball? I would say yes, but not like a golf ball. Is it made of cellulose? No. Now, how do we do the abilities? Made of fabric? No. It's a rubber TT. We just said that there is no rubber. Is it soft? Can you hear this? It's not soft. No. We talked about plastic. Technicalities. I don't know what you mean. If I scroll up here, someone said rubber. It should Phil. After your glass, Phil said rubber. No, it's not a condom. Correct. Is it made of clay? I cannot say 100% correct. Monkey would say no. Some people would say yes. Ceramic, correct. Finally, you guys got the material down. Now, would you say that a ceramic thing is a rock? I said no yesterday, if you remember. So now you know why. Correct. Yes, then I was correct saying no to that. This is also why it's man-made and not natural. Ceramic terrace bomb. I don't know if that works. That's correct, I'm always correct. Maybe I should not look at the battle controller here and just think about ability data. A ceramic ball that is not for decoration, correct. I mean, at this point, maybe it is decoration on my desk, but it is not a decoration. What's a geisha ball? I have no idea what that is. How do you not? I don't know. Is this something you use every day? Well, considering that you always had some objects that's more on the dirty side, I guess it's another sex toy or something. No. I don't know. I think I figured you out. But did you figure out the monkey? I see. Let's look at our old abilities to just get a gist of it, how we structured. We have some kind of charge for effects, status effects, that's also just effects. This will all get deleted and replaced. More effects. So we have data and the actualability instance. The data could be, if we keep this, just a primary asset and then just asset, data asset. So here's the data. And then there's abstract ability. A lot of functionality in here that will be probably completely different. It has a timed ability action listener, which we use here. I wonder if I should use this or sequences. Attack pattern, cute. We will not use this anymore. Why is there an attack pattern in the ability? Oh boy. Very, very badly done. Okay. What is there as data? ID name. I mean, I probably need a language table for this. A level sequence? Excuse me? Why is there a level sequence? And it's just a name. What were I thinking? Additional data, that's fine, like a payload. Ratios, that's important. Did you guys ever go to Gamescom? Gamescom. What's that? You don't know what Gamescom is? Oh no. It's like the biggest games convention in the world. Very customer or consumer oriented. It's when Jeff Keighley's what is it called? Something night plays before Gamescom. Is it Saturday night or something? I don't know. What is the show called from Jeff Keighley? Geoff Keighley Night. Open nightlife. I see. Monkey will be there again. I can't wait. Just 2 more months. That's where I first tried out VR. And even though I had to wait 2 hours in line, oh my god. The lens was a bit blurry and the headset not correctly adjusted for my head. I knew I wanted more VR. I see. That's funny because back in the day when the VR was very, how to say, up and coming, at that Gamescom I was actually, what is it called? I had a booth with my university, so I was attending people who wanted to try out VR, and I always had to adjust the thing and stuff. A bit over 10 years ago, huh? When was the time where I was in Gamescom? Yeah, around that time. What is he saying? Actually, when I was there, I was extremely, how to say, precise. I made people to, like, have fun with that thing. But after a while, that thing got really nasty, man. Like everyone just put the oil and sweat of the persons before him into his face and just add it into the fluid mix. Ugh. I would never. Yes. It was funny though. Like, you could see how the shapes of heads are so different. Like, from a kid, you have to like pull the straps to make it fit a little bit, and then with women with their hair, it's like you have to be very careful that the strap is not like going at their hair and stuff. Hey, Monkey is also a VR expert, okay? You can ask me too. I'm actually in VR almost daily. Well, not right now though, since it's getting warmer. But Monkey has the big screen beyond. I think Beat Saber is the most popular game in VR. Which is very sad, by the way, because in the end it's just a rhythm game, right? Like, I would expect some bigger game to be more popular at some time, but years have passed and Beat Saber is still #1. Like, there is no progress in VR games, sadly. Yeah, I also blame Meta for that. That's not true, Kawara. You can actually design it around not being too stressful. Battery? It was never a problem for me, man. I think it's more like the games that are there, they always try to use all the gimmicks that the VR stuff has, and it just doesn't work. Never. The only thing where VR is actually shining through really good in a game are simulators. Like when you are sitting in a cockpit, then you actually immerse yourself. But if you go like Half-Life Alyx, it is immediately immersion breaking when you have to move around because you have to teleport or something. It's so bad. Like when I play VR chat, I never teleport, and anyone in VR chat never teleports. It's so stupid. You just need to work with the flow, I guess, of these controls instead of being so experimental. But we still didn't get away from the experimental stage of games, sadly. Everyone uses, oh, you can grab with your controllers. It's so cool that you can grab things with your hands. And then it just feels like something sticks to your hand instead of actually grabbing something. T for good? No. Mods, man, I swear. What did I play last as a VR game? I think it's called Umami Cove or something. It's a very chill game. It is nice, but oh damn, dude. There's like no fun in the activities. It is just like any other VR game. You just walk around, collect stuff, etc. instead of going and honing into the mechanics. Like the cooking stuff was so cool that you can take ingredients and then just cut them and stuff, and that's like the least of the things you do in there. You just walk around and try to explore the world, and the controls are like, since the VR controls are always very limited, very scuffed. I don't know, man. VR has so much potential and no one is actually understanding where it can be. But then again, it is also hard to go into that market because almost no one uses VR. And if you forced me to make a VR game, I would guarantee you that I would fail to make something fun. Because the limits I would put on myself would make it just a normal game, and no one would just try it, I guess. But that's just my guess. Maybe I could make a good game. Who knows? Ah, fuck meta, man. Meta is dead, which is very welcoming for me. Yeah, limits make games fun, but if you look at VR games, it seems like no one is limiting themselves. Everyone tries everything and just is mediocre at everything. The only time I had real fun in a VR game was Ace Combat, and that's just a simulator. I mean, not a simulator, but you get my drift. You are actually just playing a normal game and have VR on top of it. Super Hot? I mean, it's still the same clunky controls. If I have to aim with my hands, etc., and the tracking is extremely scuffed, I don't have much fun, man. The only part where it was fun, Boneworks is a little in the, how to say, borderline fun, I guess. It's too glitchy for me, but it was nice at the time. And Half-Life Alyx, but there I miss the speed of normal Half-Life gameplay. Like, you are so slow. The atmosphere is amazing, but holy shit, they had to slow down antlions so you are able to kill them. Like, they turned them into theme park gadgets where they are like behind a booth and you have to shoot them. It's so stupid. Like, where's the speed of Half-Life? Feels like everyone was trying to adjust against motion sickness instead of finding out what causes motion sickness and avoid that. And slugs, yeah. It's just so stupid, man. But yeah, that's my biggest grief with VR games. They are always, how to say, hold back by the controls. It could be so much more immersive and full of speed, but no, it must be like, you are the center of the world, and now aim left and shoot. But what do I know? I'm just a monkey. Hot. Do I combine data with the actual ability? Well, Phil, that's a good call then, because I think there is no market for VR games right now. Of course you will steal it. As you're stealing this game idea, right? How dare you call my game Pokemon Digimon? It's different, okay? Yeah! You can compare it to Jade Cocoon 2. Monster Sanctuary. Monster Sanctuary, I think that had a different name in Europe. Is it Monsters Rancher? Ranger or whatever it was called? I need to copy and Google it real quick. Oh wait, is this a new game? I don't know this one. Looks like Terraria with Pokemon, kinda. Looks like it. Wait, do I make a struct out of it so I can exchange? Maybe the better idea. What do we call this? Ability just struct? Maybe? I don't know. Rats? Something happened? I see. Language text struct. Where is this? Oh, nice. Tomboy breasts? Well, you are very, very wrong there. A tomboy doesn't need to be flat-chested. No. You're wrong. A tomboy is just a character. It's not the body. Uh-huh. Well, monkey's always right. There could be a woman with ginormous assets and be a tomboy. Uh-huh. I can see that you are not an expert. Amateur! And here I am, making a way too big game and hoping for the best. Guys. Now you also have to plan when you are going to make this game. When do you have the ability to do this? How long will it take to make this game? Do you need a team? What about funding? And when you are doing this kind of game where it's free to play with currency, etc., while The market is shifting from live service into single player experiences. Are you sure you want to go that hole? I see. Well, in that case, you're no better a fool than me, I guess, since I am just making a game without thinking. You know what I want from Unreal? When I set something here, I want to change it to class without searching for it again. Oh my god, you can! Thank you, Unreal. I didn't know your game. I didn't know, no. But your ceramic ball is not just a marble for our marble run, right? Correct. It's not. Monkey ball game? Did you just say that? Excuse me? You little shit. Maybe I should build some kind of Easter egg in there with a monkey ball. That would be funny. Just a monkey being very annoyed about monkey balls. Or a monkey being annoyed by a monkey in a ball. I think after the stream I will make popcorn and then munch on it. And you can't stop me. Ability type. Probably important. Physical, magical. Do I need a not set? I will probably have more magical ones than physical ones. And a not set for special things, I guess. Maybe call it special. Can add this in here again. Oh fuck. It is called ability type enum on my old system too. You know, if Concord relooted, rebooted, relooted mixtape, etc., etc., can get millions to do their flopping art games that sell like 20 copies, why wouldn't they fund me? Because behind those names is a very, very, very big industry that has a lot of gears, and one of them is called marketing. Another one is called branding. And without those two, you, well, no one will give you money. Nepotism, I don't think so actually. I mean, it can give you a door into the industry, but if you don't have actual a studio where you can present some kind of substance, you will not get funded. People don't fund idea guys, I think. At least that's what I hope. You need a studio, you need some kind of development plan, your marketing strategy, your studio strategy, as in how you're going to grow, etc. Economically, like all that CEO stuff. Business plan, that's the word I was looking for. Your old connections? Dude, I think Reddit is a very scary place for indie devs. Like if you go to the subreddit for indie devs, they will rip you apart in the air. I guess it is more likely that you get someone interested in your game if you find a similar older game fan base and go to their subreddit and say, hey, I love this game and that's why I'm making this game. What do you guys think? Or this kind of thing, and then hope that Reddit doesn't kill you. Your wifey? My husband is making this. No, your wifey has to lie and say, my wife is doing a game. Now charge type. Do we need this? There are some more things, but I think we don't need a charge type anymore. It should go from the ability itself. What happens? But we will see if we need this. I feel like we will not need this anymore. This is not good. Multi-attack. Maybe this is important. Target type. I don't remember what game it was, but someone had done like 2 hours game and put it on Steam, and the wifey literally went to say about posting how bad he felt when no one purchased it, etc, etc. Then the whole Reddit went to funnel money into it without even playing the game. Oh, that's scary. Then you have all the Kickstarters where people fake marketing games and just showing the money. That's true. I saw a Twitter post the other day where someone was like, yeah, I spent 3 years on this game and I only sold 77 copies. It flopped. And then some guy that is more famous in the game developer scene found it and then said, I bought a copy and then played it, it's very good, and then people flocked into it. Sometimes you have to be lucky, I guess. I mean, in the end, if your product is good, marketing is just some kind of time investment, I guess. If you have a good product, then you just have to figure out how to market it. I don't know how easy or hard that is, but I feel like you are not losing if you have a good product that you can market at some point. Oh, hey, fifth function. From what I can tell, Cake77 spent like half the dev time making social posts and things. I don't know who Cakes is. Do you want to guess what is on my desk? Fifth function? They found out a lot of things today. No, should I call it target type? Maybe. A guy who spent like 3 years learning everything from scratch to make a tower defense game and made at least 1 million by now. Was I like $1 in a month or so? The game is very nice looking though, far more feature rich than I expected. Not quite, but almost in, I guess. Yeah, like I said, if you have a good product, then marketing is always retroactively still possible. It just, people underestimate how much work marketing is. That's the problem. But I never shipped a game, so I don't know if you are actually losing momentum if you like release it and then make marketing. Like maybe there is like something to consider, as in make your game and then plan your marketing and then release it or something, right? You know, you just said people want to play old games with a twist. Do you know what I want to play? I want to play an extremely old game that where I'm very familiar with the mechanics, and then put it into another game so I can relive that world with the mechanics of the other one. Just mix, I don't know, Super Mario with Sonic or something. Or there was this decompiled game where you have Gordon Freeman in the universe of fucking Jack and Dexter. Give me that! That's so fucking cool! Like you feel at home in two different ways. And you know what I love when it happens, and it never happens? If I honed a skill in a game into perfection where I can play it extremely well, and then a second game comes in with the exact mechanics but in different flavor, where you can excel in that game from the beginning. I love that! Give me that shit! Imagine playing a shoot 'em up game where you just know how the mechanics perfectly function, and then they throw you into another shoot 'em up game where the mechanics are there but everything else is different, and then you have to like adapt your skills into this new environment. Oh my god, I'm a sucker for that! But no one makes that! Yeah. So I hate it. Yeah, but fifth function, I don't mean playing the same game. I want to, like, how to say, you played this game 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I don't know, 10 years ago even, whatever. And you're just so good in the game, and then never was there a game like that. And then comes another game with the same mechanics and you're like at home. Oh my god, it's so good. I need that. Like, think of a Dark Souls game where you're extremely well with... yeah, Dark Souls doesn't work, right? You cannot just perfect a weapon and then it's always about learning the enemy and not your weapon. So no, that doesn't work. Okay. Where was I? Anything else? We have single, multi, single heal, multi-heal, resurrect. Now resurrect I wouldn't put as a target. Heal status effect is also not. I think this is just targeting. So for that it's fine. Self and wall slot. So we have everything. Hate it when you're sick but you need to go to the toilet, but movement feels very bad. Are you sick? I was sick last week. Like I just healed, I guess. Sony has patented a controller with buttons that harden when you play with it. Okay, Sony. Element. Can we use this? Why is there another one? That's scary, actually. Oh, I moved it already. That's nice. But this is not good. Okay, still alive? Welcome back. power value. I need a dumb, cheap game to play. Try MacPixel. It is cheap. It is dumb.
Hello, this is Paul.
Amazing game. How long is this video, man? I bet the monkey is not able to finish that one. You mean, what was it called? Deponia? I mean, yeah. If you want to try your medal, you can try playing browser game called Don't Shit Your Pants. I don't care about safe for work. It just sounds stupid. Play MacPixel! It's very funny. Power value. Now, this is the part where I'm really not sure. I'm thinking about abilities that need... Okay, so when I do an ability, it will pre-calculate. But what if I have an ability that has multiple attacks? Will I ever have a multiple attack? The data type isn't that important right now. It will be probably integer. It's just the power that I apply with my stats. The problem is more like, if I have multiple attacks, do they all attack with the same power value? Do I have different hard hitters? And then thinking of abilities, we have a short and a long form. I can skip abilities. And the representation is a different thing than the calculation. Fanboy and Futa. Oh my god. Maybe you shouldn't. You can set random float int and set up it that each hit does different damage. No, I can't, because this is the original stat. How it is calculated is like in the logic inside. There I can do random things, but it needs a solid base. I'm right now thinking about, do I need a power value as a stat inside? Or does it come from some calculations inside there? the main... excuse me. The main argument right now is it always just one hit or multiple? Because if it's one hit, then one value would be enough and it can be used. If it's multiple, then it needs to be some kind of array, and then I also need to think about when things hit, etc. And when I have that, the problem is we already have a timer stuff in my old ability, which I don't have open, and form it there. But then again, we need to pre-calculate things, so it's very, 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 very complicated. So should I just ditch abilities that could hit multiple times? What benefit would we have if an ability could do multiple hits and a single target? Just the cool factor? Or is there actually a tactical benefit? Ah, benefit of random crit. I didn't think of that. I did not think of that. Do I even have crits? I should have crits, yes. I have crits. Oh, this is getting so complicated. That means I also need to like save each attack's pre-calculation and send it over to the animation. Madness. I mean, I could make this into an array. Would that help me? What if I never do multiple attacks? Then I'm stuck with an array. If you had an attack with a power of 90 and an attack with 3 attacks with a power of 30, which one would you take? I guess. But I feel like I have no use for it. I feel like I will never have an attack that will have multiple hits. Because my game is built for speed. Like, I want the rounds to end very quick. I cannot play a long animation. I mean, I will play a long animation, but only if the ability did something cool, like you know, it killed something or something. I need, like, my idea right now is, since it's like 3 ARPLings versus 3 ARPLings, the rounds will be like all 3 attack at once, the animations play, and it's very short, for like maximum of 5 seconds, even shorter. And the player can have like a setting in the options to have everything always short, the normal mode where if an ability that played last did something very cool, plays the long version, or always long version, which is like one ability after the other, which would be a drag. But I mean, more power to the player, right? If they want to see everything animated, then go for it. And since the normal thing will be the slow, the fast version, I don't want to have something very complicated in there. So many questions. You know what? I will make it a single value. And if I ever need a multiple value, well, future monkey has to refactor. I don't care anymore. Soft hard ratio is about soft and hard damage. It is important to say zero is 100% soft damage. 1 is 100% hard damage. Because my game will have soft and hard damage, as in if you do an attack, depending on the Arpling's nature and the attack's nature, it will do a percentage as soft damage, which can heal over time pretty easily and can be healed with healing magic very easily, and a percentage of hard damage that is harder to heal and does not self-heal. So this is this ratio here. Critical chance multiplier. I need to think about critical hit chances. Status effect. Should this be a string? Could it be multiple status effects? And is a status effect a string or an enum? Probably an enum. How do you write poison? Like this? No, it's with an O. Poisoned. And there will be more, like KO, etc. MP usage, that's important. Additional data. I don't know if I will ever need this, but maybe it's important to have. Hit is silent is important. Hit is silent means if someone is sleeping and you hit it with this, it will not wake them up. This has two uses. One is like if you have an synergy, as in something is making the enemy sleep, then you can use an ability with this thing to make them not wake up. But also attacks that cause these status effects should not tick the thing to make them wake up in the same round. I mean, I could make some kind of logic into it that if you make a status effect at that round, that you cannot wake them up in the same round. But if you attack them again, that they do wake up. But I feel like if you have an attack that can cause something, it should not be deleting it by using it again. But that's just my feeling. I'm sure that could be interesting in a way. If they could, like if you can confuse someone and then use the same attack to make them not confused anymore, it nerfs the ability, I feel like, in a way, right? And it's not a small nerf too. It's like considerably less useful as an ability if you lose the ability specialty in the second round if you use it again. So I will probably just use this thing. Level sequence is not needed as far as I would say. Now with this data asset we can now create an ability instance and then just put the ability struct in there. So let's say this thing has an ability struct which is just the info. Let's say ability info. what is it called? Ability struct there. So now when we create it, we can just pipe the struct through and then just have it reflected in there. So that would be the data, but we still have the instance itself, which can have animation informations, etc. Like how does the ability actually act? At what point in the attack's time does it hit, etc. When does the Orpling jump? When does it land at the other side, etc. I wonder how I will do the physical attacks. Like before, it was like they jump vertically up, teleport to the enemy, and then land at the same point. And I think that feels bad. And if I now do the everything attacks at the same time, my camera needs to be showing everything. And I think that will not work anymore. So I need some kind of jumping arc now. Like Orplings leaping to their target. I don't know how I will do that, but that needs to be now how this goes. Which means I need to make a complicated handshake between jumps, hits, and going back. As in, yeah, the Orpling has jumped, now you can do the actual animation kind of thing, right? Let's see how I did it in the old times. Oh, it's open here. Could use the fire stuff, but it's fine. So I have an action array here. That action array looks at some kind of timer and goes through it, right? Do we have a timer in here? No. How does it start? You have something here. Timer done. Oh, are we creating timer objects? Interesting. So this thing has multiple action array elements that spawn a timer object that binds the call with an ID to fire something specific in that instance. Maybe I could make some kind of blueprint functionality out of it, but I think you cannot spawn things in a blueprint function library, right? When does this get called? I think this is like one step ahead, because I still need to pre-calculate what happens before the action happens. And how do I determine what to do? Did you guys hear about the things that's happening in the UK right now? Yes. Crazy. So yes, the age thing. Excuse me. I'm lagging. Oh yes, I dropped some frames here. Really? I don't think it's because of the drawing. It's fine-ish. Is it constant? Am I still lagging? I mean, the drop frames are is stopped. It doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, it was like yesterday, I think. Whatever happened there. I don't think it's related to pain. Something else must be happening. That could be my internet, man. Who knows? I'm right now thinking, Orbling 1 finds a valid target. What happens now? It needs to calculate what happens to the target. But how do we save that? Do I just save it inside already? Then I would need a pre and post state of whatever is there. The censorship is hitting me. But I'm not in the UK. This is kind of hard. Like what needs to happen is like calculate all front orblings abilities play animation synchronize UI do I need a pre and post? Do I just lerp into the new value? But I do need damage numbers if I want to display them. Do I just calculate damage numbers and like solidify them into the abilities pre-calculation and then just fire them into the animation? Like ability values and target values. They are pre-calculated and set already, and we just use the ability values to animate. We could even use this to interpolate into it for HP values. But we could also use this for that. But if I interpolate, I also need like safety values beforehand, etc. Yeah, I guess. I guess target is the way to go, because we don't only have one Orpling, we are fighting with multiple. So okay, we spawn 3 abilities, and the abilities need to save their calculated values and then change the values of whatever they manipulate already, and the representation needs to then synchronize afterwards, as in if we skip, if the animation is short, if the animation is long, need to do different things. I just hope this works. Kinda scary to think about it. Oh, file name. What game you making? It's a monster collecting RPG. I can show you a little bit. It's a little broken right now since I'm reworking stuff. But maybe you can see where it's going. I already had a working kind of prototype, but right now I'm, how to say, I'm breaking things. Wait, maybe I can actually redo it. Where's my little switch? I think in the I'm in the blueprints entity. I think it was in here. Was it? I don't remember, man. Where's my battle start? Give me a moment. I just need to find one thing. Initialize standard battle. Oh wait, these things should still work. So was it in the input controller then? Wait. I'm just guessing right now. Ah, there. Okay. There we go. So my game right now, everything is prototype. But basically, you are this character here, or more like this crystal maybe, but you are in this crater and there are some shops, etc. And you can go into this temple here. You can jump to the other side here. And then, when interacting with this gigantic crystal, you find yourself in this world map, and then you can choose where to go. On these islands, there are these swarms which fly around on these worlds. And they can just randomly land. And then you have this little Orpling here that you can fight. Hopefully my stuff works, but there are some stuff right now broken since I'm reworking things. Like this thing should not be materialized right now. It should be just this ball flying around. But basically you have formations. Right now we are in the fire formation, which is offensive magic. But the guy here is also offensive magic. We can change to the crystal formation here. This guy tanks it. And then we can create some kind of force field in front of us and then go back to fire formation. And then don't get damaged because we have a shield, but damage them instead. And then the idea is you go into these islands, you try to find things that can help you. You try to go to the next level, etc. And you can see that we started here. You can look up and see where we can go. There will be more islands, of course. You can jump to the other side of an island and then explore there. You can see a little cave here. And in those caves you can find some other Orplings that you can fight to get more abilities. You can also find objects like this thing. We just picked up another Orpling and we can put that into our formation. And the idea is to make a perfect formation with training your Orplings and making good synergies so you can change the formation's front to different things and then do different things with it, like defense, offense, support, etc. And then there's of course story, but that's right now the idea of the game. But right now the how to say, the battle stuff is a little too slow, which is why I'm reworking them right now. Like currently we are at the rework of the battle system, which is this little thing. Instead of going down the normal way, we are going to the no, this way. This is the normal code and this is the new code that will play when we do the new stuff. But how are you? Are you also a developer? Where was I? I was thinking right here. But maybe we thought enough. This is item ability. So this is the instance. So the ability itself will calculate, but will the calculate happen inside the ability or will we do it in here instead to have a bigger overview of all of them. Like here I could just fire like get calculated values of ability, as in it will give me the target, etc. And then we could use those values to the target. We also have to like mark what abilities actually went through, and then we need another phase where the abilities actually play out. So many things to consider here. Let's block it. Is this all? Does this just work then? Hey, I might know why my frames dropped. Fifth function, are you still there? We might be able to test this. Alright, wait. Let me restart my engine. I think if I globally search, it happens. So let's see. If I go here and say by class member all, is it lagging here now? Test, test, 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Well, it doesn't say it dropped anything. It did lag. That's good. So maybe it's because of this. But there were no dropped frames here, so I'm not sure if it's the same problem. Try again? No, it only happens if I restart the engine. If I now globally search, it will not have the problem. Like, it's just fine now. And MVP mode, we fire like, I don't know. It's the last ability and it hit a crit or killed something, etc. Something like that, right? Healed everyone from 0 to 100 or something like that. So we still will need the action timer elements and then fire them. but it will be 3 abilities at once without camera manipulation from them, unless it's a MVP. What does MVP stand for again? I forgot. Most valuable player? Maybe that fits. Maybe a MVA instead. Hey Scene, hello! How are you doing, man? Hey, my progress is extremely slow, but I did some more abstract thinking, I think. Maybe while doing this, we also need like a ability effect tester environment where I can just put the ability in there and then just press start to see what happens. Which means we need a test ARPling in there too. Or something. I think the hardest part will be physical attacks, because I don't know how to make the jump or the leap finish. Hey Scene, maybe you can help me with an idea here. Let's say we have 2 ARPlings fighting each other, and my ARPlings, they materialize and dematerialize, right? If they are in battle in front of each other, and one of them needs to melee attack the other, does it jump to it, or does it turn into an ARPling, fly to it, do materialize in front of it, does the attack, and then dematerializes and goes back and materializes again? Or does it make a leaping jump like a panther or something and then just jump back? I feel like the ARPling idea is not a good idea. Yeah, I think it needs to leap here. Thanks for rubber ducking. So, okay. We go for each ARPling, see one by one if there is a valid target. If there is a target, we apply their calculated ability stuff into the target, which could kill it. Then we check again for the next ARPling, is there a target? If yes, do. If not, we stop the calculation. After that, we need to choose if an ability is an MVP to have that mode active. If I recall correctly, Old Final Fantasy VII would just teleport the attacker up to the target to the animation. And I thought that was fine. I think an important consideration is the brevity. What's the brevity? What's a brevity? Ah, shortness. Games where it takes forever to perform a basic attack. Yeah, that's what I'm... You know, that's why I'm doing the battle rework. You remember how my battles were extremely slow round by round? Now I'm doing everything at the same time and want to have it in a short mode. Unless, where the MVP comes in, if an attack did something cool, like kill something as a last thing, then it will play a different, more awesome animation. But yes, I will keep everything short, and there will be an option to turn things off or turn everything on or something. And after all, you can still skip, right? So whatever. There are also games that show the attack as a superimposed panel. I guess tactics games. Ah, yes. I know what you mean. But that's like the real tactics genre, where you have a large map where they just move in an abstract form, and then the battle happens in a more zoomed in kind of way. But my problem is more like physical nature. Like if you have an Orpling here and an Orpling there, and this guy needs to make a physical attack, does it do this? Just jump in? Does it turn into an Orpling, fly there? Does it jump vertically up and lands here? The problem is, when I have like the fields, I will have a camera outside looking at there, like having everything in view. And maybe even these Orplings in view, and then I need to see everything. There, the vertical jump doesn't work anymore. I guess they will just leap in a very short manner. I just hope it doesn't look very strange if they do that. I guess next time I will have to tackle this. It's very scary. We determined this already, which is the front order. And we have to get their abilities, spawn them, and see if it works. Pokemon is the kind of game where the attacks are indirect. Yeah, I know. And I want to avoid that. Like the magic can be indirect, that's fine, but I want the physical things to be actually going like in more traditional games. Traditional is the wrong word here, but most other games. older Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 1, where they step only one step in front and then the weapon comes out, does a little rotation 2 times, and then that's the attack. I also need to keep this thing as a extra option, as in maybe cut it. This could be a problem. We need to rethink this when everything else is there, if we actually want an MVP mode, because I don't even know if every ability would be viable to have a MVP animation. I only put this in there because my current animations are rather long and I don't want to lose some of them, I guess. Some modern games have a positional presentation that is completely cosmetic, like it doesn't affect timing or anything. Well, I never played those games. I'm not sure what you mean. But do you mean more like the action-oriented battle systems like Final Fantasy, the newer Final Fantasies, where it's real time? Oh, positional as in like in Grandia. They just are in... Yeah, but that doesn't apply to my game, right? I have formations. I cannot have random positions. I don't have a battlefield. I have a battle arena. So yeah, I think next time we will just start hacking on this. And this really needs special care, as in conception. I'm not sure if we can afford this. Which is sad, because if everything is a short animation, then it feels like it's losing a little soul. There should be some factor of cool inside a game. I'm not sure. I think I will start or try leaping first, and if it looks very, very strange... How does the Final Fantasy VII one look like anyway? Let me see. Please don't give me the remake stuff. Oh my god. There. Wait, no sound please. But they don't teleport, they are actually walking. I'm not sure, man. This looks like they are actually moving. See here? This guy has a ranged attack, but he just walks there and then hits them. It's the leap I want to implement. Are you remembering correctly, Scene? Yeah, that's what I want to do with my leap. No teleportation, but just a very quick jump front. Like a pounce, you know? Pounce, do the animation, and then pounce back. Yeah. I mean, my first attempt, or not attempt, my first idea was like this here. Wait, let me show you my inspiration, which is like Jade Cocoon 2, right? Oops, sorry. Jade Cocoon 2 battle. Let's see if we can find anything that's... Because there the melee attacks are also very fast, but they are actually jumping vertically up and landing. It's very fast again, but... See this? They're extremely fast, just jumping in. That was my idea first. But now my attacks will not be one by one, because this is extremely long. Look, they are doing the charge and then doing the magic thing. I want to avoid that. I want to everything mixed at the same time, but the pre-calculation is actually taking account who is first, etc. Until there are no valid targets. But yeah, then you lose, of course, like extremely strong attacks not having cool animations anymore. And that's where I was thinking maybe I can do some kind of MVP mode, where if the strong attack does something cool, as in kill multiple enemies or do a critical attack, then maybe it can be chained after the fast animations to do a full animation to limit the long waiting kind of thing. But I don't know. This feels fast, but the moment the animations for magic happen, it's extremely slow. Legend of Dragoon is a very legendary game. But there they also just run towards the enemy. You can even hear their sprinting towards them, and then you see the animations. Link? Just whisper. Not sure what's happening. But yeah, I mean, these are very, very long-winded attacks. They look extremely cool, but I cannot like have it every single round. Like, I don't choose attacks. That's the problem, right? Leap forward to target, as in Integrated part of animations, yes. Well, mine will not flow as fluid like this. Mine will be like a standard jumping animation and then just play the physical attack animation kind of thing. Like no custom movement for every single attack. I cannot do that. What he's saying, he can't animate 500 attacks. Well, Kava, yes! What do you think? I'm not spending 2 years to do every single animation. You're funny. Alright. Thanks for the references, guys. Oh my god. Yeah, imagine. At that point, I can just go and show my portfolio to a AAA studio and say, hey, look, I spent 2 years and I mastered attack paces and animations, please hire me. And then they will be like, monkey, 2 years is not enough. Secondly, AI is coming, so fuck off. No, actually I did hear. Maybe I'm just skipping the middleman and just go for indie already. No time for the hassle. Alright, I think I'm done for today. Next time we will just start the very complicated part of doing the attacks, and this thing is not actually trivial. We need the targeting functionality, which will be set into the ARP links as a tactics kind of thing, where it needs to choose, okay, I go for the lowest HP, but does it have like special status effects, etc., blah blah blah, or go for a default. So this is like, I need to do something general for this and then overwrite it with some kind of correct function. But for now, we have the ability data now, the instance and the data asset, and we will now have to see how it goes from there. So, Scene, Phil, Carva, Fifth Function, thanks for tuning in. All the lurkers, thank you for watching. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, monkey.